Hi, are you annoyed by this sound? Yeah, me too. And it's happening because the dropper is faster than the hopper. So eventually the dropper runs empty, the comparator turns off, the piston goes back and forth, and it's super annoying and loud. So what can we do? Of course, we could increase the speed of the items flowing into the dropper. And a common workaround is this kind of setup. So the circuit is exactly the same, only that we have two hoppers facing into the dropper. So now if we put a stack in there, it just stays on and the hoppers are fast enough. Great. The problem is, if you have a farm, let's say this is a gold farm setup, and then you have your impulse SV item filters back here, then, you know, sometimes you don't get as many drops, or, you know, it's slow, or there's just one hopper line and not more. And so then you're back to this problem. You could use this old school circuit here, the old way of doing auto trash cans in Minecraft. Fairly simple. You put some items in there, and it's very slow. It's still a bit slower than if you put them in directly. Let's compare it. Yeah, not much. But it keeps up with the hopper speed, and it doesn't have an annoying piston to go back and forth. So if you have a farm like this, or you have a farm where you don't need to trash as many items, maybe this is enough for you. I wanted to do kind of the faster circuit, but I wanted a buffered version of it. Meaning, I wanted to wait until the dropper is full to a certain level, and only then should dispense it, stay on until it's empty. So, how do I do this? Or did I do this? I used an RS latch, which is basically a circuit that, you know, when you send a signal to one side, it doesn't matter if it is a pulse or a constant signal, it stays on. And then if you send a pulse to the other side, this stays on until you reset it from the other side. So usually in the wiki they speak of signal and reset, S and R. So, you know, you can choose which one is which. It doesn't really matter. But this is the principle I used. And then for determining how many items should be buffered, I used the comparator in subtract mode, which is when you right click it and the little right light comes on. So we have 4 stacks in this chest and 3 stacks in this chest, and we get a resulting power level 1 if you look on the right side. So that means if I take one stack out, in this case they are both even, so the power level now is 0. If you want the correct, you know, arithmetics, which container with how many items is what signals level, then you should go to the wiki and look into the page for comparators, and they will have a table that shows which chest or which container, like a hopper, a minecart or whatever, gives what signal with how many items in it. Anyway, so these two principles is what I used, and the result is a 4x6 circuit, and it goes like this. So the comparator now is in subtract mode, and then it powers this little RS latch combination. So when this turns on, when there are more items in there than the subtract circuit from this side dictates, let's say, it turns on, the piston extends, and, you know, it stays on until the latch is reset. And the reset circuit is this comparator. So when this turns empty, like so, this torch turns on and the RS is, or the latch is reset basically. Okay, so I put some items in there, just one. You can see the torch turns off, but now because it is a latch, this stays on until we have enough items in the dropper so that side becomes powered again. So let's try to do that. I think I need more items now. So now, you know, there are more items in this than in this chest. The latch turns on this side, powering the piston. It stays on, and now let's take some out so it's faster. Once this dropper is empty, comparator turns off, this torch turns on and the RS latch is reset. So one more demonstration for this. So let's say you have a bunch of items in there and then you feed it with the the hopper, right? Like in this scenario. So basically nothing would happen for a while until, you guessed it, the dropper is full enough. So let's see, it should be, yeah. So now it happened. And now what you can observe is this. There could still be a lot of items coming through your hopper chain. The dropper still will be faster. So if we, reduce that a little bit and make it quickly visible, you can see, there's a moment when it's getting empty and the whole thing resets, which is good for me, or fine with me, because now it will take maybe a minute or two until this is full again and the whole thing starts over. And over here, I did a mirrored version of the circuit. It's exactly the same. The glass blocks are just here to prevent mob spawning in these places, but it's otherwise exactly the same. And yeah, I'll let you take maybe from this side. You can make a screenshot or pause the video if you want to see how it works. I don't know if there's a world download or schematic download necessary. The only thing you need to look up is what container you want to use here. I use a chest of wooden swords. But you can use a cake, you can use a hopper, another dropper, whatever you want to do, right? Whatever makes your arithmetics easy. You can look up in the wiki. There's a table, like I said, for all the containers and the signal strength. And then if you have a farm that outputs potentially more than one trash item, in a gold farm, for example, there are sometimes chicken jockeys, so you get your occasional chicken piece, or you get a sword or whatever. You need to be careful. So if you say this dropper needs to be completely full, signal strength 15, before it starts ejecting items, if you get one stray item like a chicken, it will never get the full signal strength, if you know what I mean. So what I do in farms where there, there's the potential for multiple trash items coming through, then I don't configure it to be completely full. I just wait for 2 or 3 stacks to arrive. If you do an iron farm where only iron and red poppies come out, you can make a circuit that waits for the whole 9 stacks to arrive. Anyway, that's already it. I hope that was useful to some of you, and maybe I do another video sometime, and we'll see each other then. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.